This weekend, Austin will be driving the number 3 Advocare Chevrolet in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. And Ty Dillon will be driving the number 33 West Coast Chevrolet in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Let me ask both of y'all, coming out the Las... Sir?
I'm running the cup race too.
I know you are, but we'll get to that. I was getting ready to ask you that. You know, coming out here to Las Vegas, fast racetrack, you got a lot of different opportunities to race. And Austin, as you did mention, you are racing in the Sprint Cup Series race on Sunday. Ty, you're out here racing this weekend and don't have another truck race here for another couple of weeks. But talk about coming out to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, certainly one of the premier tracks on our circuit, and what that means to you personally, and then also what you're hoping to accomplish this weekend. And I'll ask you first, Austin.
Yeah, you know, Vegas, the first time, I kind of got spoiled because the first time I came here, we were able to win the truck race. So coming back here, it's an awesome track. I enjoy the everything that comes with being in Vegas. It's a fun atmosphere, and the fans are great here. We always have a good group of fans that come out and hang out. It's an awesome track to do it at. And for as far as racing this weekend in the nationwide race, you know, I expect to hopefully you know, run the top 5 all day and have a shot to win. We want to win the race, and that's our goal every week in the nationwide series this year as far as the 3 team goes. And going into Sunday, I had a good test with the Phoenix Racing number 51 yesterday. It was we came off the truck fast. We made some adjustments, and I feel like the car handled well, and really impressed with the work those guys have done. And when we go into the race on Sunday, I feel like we go after a top 15 and try and keep their momentum going that they've been able to establish earlier in the year this often.
Well, thank you, Austin. And Ty, talk about coming out here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, racing in the Nationwide Series here this weekend, and talk about what you're trying to accomplish.
You know, like Austin said, just being here in the city of Las Vegas, it adds that much more excitement to this race. And like every race weekend, we're excited, but to come to a fun city like Las Vegas, it even adds more excitement. So I'm looking forward to getting out there in the Nationwide Series for the first time this year with the 33 team with Wesco on board. And it's kind of a freebie for me. You know, no points or anything for me. This isn't the truck series, so I'm not really racing for a championship. I get to go out and try and win a race and have fun, and hopefully learn a lot for next year and build a good resume and get some good notes in. And but we are definitely running for a win, so it's not like we're just out here to run laps.
Excellent. Questions for the Dillon brothers? If you have one, raise your hand. We'll get right here with Jeff Gluck, then we'll come over here to Alan. Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. You guys race against each other in dirt often, and racing here, obviously the stakes are probably higher, at least from an outsider's view. So how is it different racing against each other in these circumstances where, I mean, at least Austin's running for a championship, more people watching? I mean, does anything change with how you guys race against each other?
I think we get better when we race against each other. Jackie was telling us a stat earlier that my first truck race, other than my first truck race I ran in 2011 in Kentucky, we finished in the top 9 and top 6, and within 2 positions of each other each race. So it's pretty cool to know that means we're pushing each other to be the best we can, and I think it makes us better as a team when we get to race against each other, and really pushes us to the next level.
You push each other when you got a brother out there, because it just kind of takes you to that next level, especially as competitive as Ty is and myself. So he does a great job when he steps into any of these race cars, that he seems to pop right in and go fast. So for him to be able to do that makes me try other things that I might not do often. You know, he's a little bit different of a driver than I am, and when he's kind of comes into there, I know the way he drives, and having his kind of style around there, I can kind of change my way to fit some of the things he does, and it might be faster that weekend or wherever we're at. And same for him. If he knows the way I drive is a little bit different a driving style, he can kind of come to me and ask me things that I'm doing, and he pretty much knows by the time end of practice where I'm at, and same with me when I'm watching him.
Go ahead, Alan.
Alan Cavada, NASCAR.com. Austin, on the Cup side, with just being so new, Gen 6 car, all that stuff. Is there any driver you go to ask about what the racing may be like out there? Because I know practice is a lot of single car stuff.
Yeah, I think we're all a little bit unknown on the part of the racing side of it when it comes to mile and a half. So I was able to do the Charlotte test, and we lined up twice, or I think, for a run, about a 15-lap run. And I think that was a good experience for me. And Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton, all of our RCR teammates, I can go to them, and pretty much all the Chevrolet drivers in the garage. So very fortunate that I grew up around this garage and have a lot of friends over there to go talk to and ask questions.
Go ahead, Michael, and then we'll go back in the back to Alex and then to Bob.
Michael Myers with Queers for Gears. Ty, this is your moving off tracks lately, your first trip to Vegas since you've hit that magic 21 number. Talk a little bit about how different this town is when you hit that magic age.
Just only difference is there's not as much money in my pocket when I was younger. So
he's
I'm
not single,
fun.
so he hasn't got to enjoy everything yet.
Yeah, I'm having fun though. It's been a lot of fun to be out here and be 21, and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm ready to go race now. Hopefully I got all the losing out of the way.
Let's go all the way in the back. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, Alex Van Tilburg from NASCAR Productions. Austin, you finished in the top 5 in Fontana last year. What are your thoughts returning to that track this year?
Fontana, I had a blast there. It's such a wide racetrack, and the track surface has really gotten worn out, which is I enjoy going to places that are worn out and big and wide where you can change your lines around. It kind of reminds me of a huge dirt track. So anytime you can go to those places that are big and fast and you can change your lines, it's exciting. I feel like going in there this year, we recovered. We really weren't that great during the race, but we made a good into the Fontana race. We were able to come from like 14th to 5th or something at the last 8 laps, so that was pretty cool. And you always see a lot of passing going on the late race restarts there, because momentum is everything, and you just try and keep that momentum. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out to Fontana. It should be a good race.
Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Parker, Sport News. A couple of questions for Austin. How weird is it not to race or be in a Childress car this weekend in Cup? And I mean, it seems like lots of fans are wondering, well, is there an ECR engine in it or a Hendrick engine? I mean, and for you to be running a Hendrick engine seems a lot weird to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's even weird to my grandfather. So it's fun. I'm glad to get in some really good equipment. Everybody knows that Hendrick does a great job with their equipment, and Phoenix Racing has built a great race car for me this weekend. So it's different, and the coolest thing is I want to be known to be able to get in any kind of car and go fast. So I hope that's what we were able to do this weekend.
And obviously a lot of talk about the NRA deal with Texas this week, and obviously your grandfather's on the board of the NRA. You had him on your car last year. There's a lot of talk about how fans will react to this, how the general public react to this. I was curious how much reaction you got from having them on your car last year, positive or negative.
Last year it was mostly positive. All the fans that interacted with me were very positive about it and really enjoyed that we ran it on the car, and especially in Texas. So I think it'll be a good marriage with NASCAR and the fans that we bring to the racetrack, and I think it's nothing but a good deal.
Yeah, I ran NRA, the paint scheme, and you see the fans that come to our races are people that own guns, and I think that's a great thing that NASCAR has put NRA at the Texas race, and then also it just goes along with our fan base. Having the NRA involved in NASCAR is good for our sport, and I feel like I've been in hunting and fishing and in the outdoors since I was 7 years old, and learned how to shoot a gun. And when you know how to shoot a gun, the safety is everything. And that's what my grandfather's taught me and my brother from the beginning. And I feel like letting people know that you get hurt more playing other sports than playing with a gun if you know how to use them. It's all about safety. And I think that's what NRA and the whole group is trying to, protect that right to own a gun, and also how to use it. So kind of getting awareness out there, and then I think it's a great background with the fans we have in our sport.
Go ahead, Woody.
what he came with MRN. For Ty, obviously it helps getting to do the nationwide race this week, but how crazy does it make you having to wait so long to get back behind the wheel of the truck, and what do you expect at Martinsville? And for Austin, a little Bristol preview for when you guys get there after the track change.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely a blessing from last year when we had to wait the whole time, a month or so, however long it ends up being between Daytona and Martinsville. It's hard to kind of get momentum going on your year when you don't race for a couple months. So it feels like the first race every time you go race, and being able to run the nationwide series is like I said, a blessing, because I get to kind of stay tuned up with NASCAR and just the feeling of being at a racetrack and going through the whole weekend in general. And I'm glad that we have Wesco on board and Hunt Brothers Pizza and Armor Foods, where I can run some of these nationwide races and kind of stay tuned up behind the seat. That's one thing that I kind of went to my grandfather this year and said, I just want to run some races, because last year our schedule was so spread out, it was hard to kind of get in a groove. And I think once we did in the second half of the year in the Truck Series, my team and we really started accelerating and getting a whole lot better when we could race and kind of get in a groove. So hopefully we can jumpstart that a little earlier, and it'll really turn into a great year in the Truck Series.
I've already forgotten my question. Bristol. Yeah, sorry. Bristol is, I really enjoyed the last race there. It was pretty rough, tough, and you saw a lot of beating and banging, especially at the end and early on even. That groove that they cut out of the top of the track has put a lot of the cars to the top. It was funny. It was like the old Bristol, but at the wall, at the very top. So I enjoyed it, and I'm sure my best plan for Bristol is, your best defense is offense. So try and charge the whole time, and don't let anybody get you from behind.